some denials. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her chief of staff, they're facing some tough questions this morning. A new FEC complaint accusing them of funneling nearly $1 million in donations to avoid reporting the funds. Well, some experts, they're now saying that they could be looking at jail time if found guilty. Joining me now to break it down is the former Republican FEC commissioner, Hans von Spakovsky. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So let's bring up a map of this alleged violation and explain to us exactly what was going on here, what the attempt was, and what we know so far.
Well, it turns out that in December of 2017, when Ocasio-Cortez was in the midst of her primary campaign, she and her chief of staff took legal control of a separate political action committee, and that political action committee apparently worked to try to get her and other Democrats elected. The problem here is that there may have been illegal campaign contributions. If people maxed out in contributions to her campaign, but then also contributed to the PAC, then that's a violation of the law. Obviously, with her and her chief of staff controlling the PAC, there was potentially illegal coordination between her campaign organization and the PAC, and there may have been reporting violations and all of this not getting properly reported to the FEC. Those are all very serious charges.
So basically, the FEC is asserting that they established these two PACs, and then from these PACs, they transferred money in contributions, nearly $1 million, to the brand new campaign LLC and the brand new Congress LLC. And the reason for doing that could have been because companies, unlike PACs, they're exempt from reporting all of their significant expenditures, amongst some other things, right?
Yeah, that's right. And like I said, also there may have been excess contributions because, you know, at that time, she could only accept $2,700 from contributors for her campaign. If those same contributors then gave money to these other organizations that were then used to help her get elected, those are excess campaign contributions.
So it could have been a workaround, but could it have been just a case of, you know, not knowing, you know, all the ins and outs of what is allowed, seeing how she's a newcomer to the political game? And would that matter? Is that a defense if you just really didn't know what the rules are?
Well, it's still a violation of the law. If they didn't realize what they were doing was illegal, well, then the FEC would, it would just be a civil violation and a civil penalty. But if they did this intentionally and knowingly, knowing that they were evading federal campaign finance law, that turns it into a criminal violation, and those are investigated not by the FEC but by the U.S. Justice Department.
And that's where it comes into play, where people are saying that she could face some jail time? Is that what the weight of that, that's what that carries?
Yeah, that's exactly it. If it's an intentional and knowing violation of the law, then you don't just pay a civil penalty, you potentially can go to jail.
All right. Hans von Spakovsky, I love having you with us just because I like saying your name. Well, you know what you're talking about. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us.